This is Tennyson E Stead, writer and director of Quantum Theory and other eight-sided films, founder of the company, here with another eight-sided blog. And during the last eight-sided blog on belief, I talked a little bit about one of the elements of maintaining my belief being my commitment to self-betterment and my commitment to becoming the person who's going to be able to actually do the things that I need myself to do in the future. Becoming the person who's capable of achieving all the trickier things that I see myself achieving. And the last 6 months have been landmark growth spurt for yours truly. So I figured now's a good time to sit down and talk a little bit about what's been going on. I can't speak in detail from a business standpoint because there's still a lot of things in development, but signing with my manager, Eleni Larchanadou, as well as the impending likelihood of Quantum Theory's pre-production and the pre-production of the other eight-sided films in our first season of production following that, which are Man and Machine and Smash Girl and Changeling Love Story. All the spec writing that I've been doing and all the writing I've been doing for Lady of the Light Productions. It's all related to a new sort of side of our filmmaking community that's opened up over the course of the last 6 months since January. And it's related to film finance and film production. And I can't talk too much more about that because of all the non-disclosure stuff that's going on and everything that's happening being still in the works and not a finished thing. So that's why I'm being very tight-lipped, is because I don't want to sink a promising deal that could serve a lot of different people in the community. But my role in this process has been to bring content to financiers that is going to represent the best of what independent film has to offer and essentially the next generation of Hollywood leadership. And that's a challenge that I've taken very seriously, and it's put me in a position where I've been able to, in some ways, start unifying my own corner of the independent film community. You know, it's brought the people who are really working with me to make our community better a lot closer and a lot more into my life, and it's helped me discover some new people. And it's also let me see, who's going to show up and do the work and who's not, in some pretty definitive ways. And that's been really, really exciting. It's also been really, really hard because, especially in independent film, well, it's a power relationship. And we don't like power relationships in Hollywood. We like to pretend that there's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of effort made for tact in Hollywood. Even when you're dealing with people who don't do what they say they're going to do or don't deliver on their promises, we try to be tactful to these people because there's this impending sense of, there but for the grace of God go I. And you never know who might be helpful, who might just be having a bad day. So filmmakers really try to avoid labels that convey power relationships. We try to treat each other like equals. And at the same time, when somebody has access to a finance source, it is a form of power. And the question is, how are they going to leverage that power? How are they going to develop their community? How are they going to develop their own interests? And what are they doing with the resources that they've uncovered? And putting myself into a position where I can leverage that power relationship for the betterment of my independent film community and in a way that serves the interests of Hollywood in general and that serves the interests of everybody involved at the same time has been has been a learning experience, and it's been tricky, and it's been difficult, and it's you know, it's something I think I've done reasonably well, but it's put me in a position of leadership, and it's forced me to be accountable for how I provide that leadership in some very immediate and very real ways. And that accountability is a challenge that I believe I have risen to very successfully. And at the same time, I've been also, in the middle of my relationship with Maria Biluni, and we're engaged to be married. And my experience with her has opened my eyes to whole new parts of my life, whole new parts of the world that I just either took for granted or just didn't believe existed. So it's been a really exciting 6 months, and I've been working really hard to make sure, number one, that I'm serving the stability and the growth of our independent film community through how I handle all these basically executive producer relationships that I built. And at the same time, I've been really careful to make sure that I am serving the creative interests of all these new people that I'm meeting with new content. So I've been writing like crazy. And there's a couple of new screenplays out there now, which are already licensed away, that I've written or sold, written specifically to help other people within this community put their very best foot forward. So keeping up with my creative output, making sure that all of the business interests are maintained with a level of responsibility and a level of integrity that I feel reflects our best self as the Hollywood community, and at the same time sort of pulling people together and getting them organized and making sure that all the pieces are where they need to be to make all this stuff happen. That's the work that's really defined the last 6 months, and it's put me in a position where I've had to grow very quickly, and that part of it has been extremely rewarding, and it's made me feel good. So I think that's about it. I think that's about all I can say right now. This is definitely a vague booking post, but there's no need to get into the who's and what's of it. At the end of the day, the reason I'm making it is because I have been going through some very big changes on every level. And at the end of the day, these changes do help me believe in myself. The fact that I have made these changes, and the fact that I have become more of an anchor, and more of a provider, and more of what's the word I'm looking for? I've become more the example that I want to be, and that serves my belief in myself. It serves my belief in what I can do for the other people in my community, and it serves my belief that I'm doing the right things, and that those labors are going to be rewarded. So that's what's what. I don't know what I'm going to do my next blog on, but I need to start talking about some of the work that's going on creatively. I've written 2 movies for Tuella Films, one of which is a co-production with Lady of Light Productions, which is exciting. I've been working on some very, very short films, which I'm going to be shooting over the next couple of weeks with Maria Biluni and Gerard Marzilli, and releasing on YouTube. There's a lot. I've started thinking about season 2 of Declassified, because that's going to have to be ready to go once we wrap Quantum Theory, because there's definitely going to be some kind of pre-production period for Man and Machine, and I don't want to go that whole time without doing any performance work. And there's a play. There's a lot of stuff going on. I look forward to talking to you guys about it, and in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. If you like these video blogs, please give us a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you want to find out what's going on with Quantum Theory as it develops, because there's going to be a lot of stuff, and Quantum Theory is going to be a fun movie to watch the development of. There's a lot of design elements to it, and pre-productions when we start creating all the design art, so we'll get to talk to the designers, and there'll be a lot you should watch. Thank you for watching this video. Have yourself a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.